Through your mouth?
Really? Oh, I'm sorry?
In through your nose, out through your mouth?
Yes. And if you do it to the count of something, if you do it, I do it to the count of 4. So I'm breathing in through my nose on 4, and I'm breathing out through my mouth on 4. And it starts to take my mind off of being nervous and concentrating on breathing. That's a great tip. Visualize yourself speaking and doing well. Have you ever thought, oh, I'm going to get up there, I'm going to start sweating, I'm going to drop my notes, I'm going to forget everything. Erase, erase, erase. Think of yourself getting up there, being confident, knowing your material. Your judges are looking at you, they're really excited to hear what you have to say, and you do it flawlessly. So imagine yourself being successful, okay? Another one is your audience wants you to succeed. They don't want you to get up there and goof up. They want you to succeed. So remember that. Don't apologize for being nervous. So don't get up there and go, I'm so nervous. No. Your audience doesn't need to know that. Get up there feeling confident about your presentation. Use note cards. Does anybody use note cards when they do their presentation? Yeah. Having note cards, you guys, are, and you'll see I'm using them today. I have this as part of my presentation. And they're all put together. I stapled them. I stapled these together. So if I was up here and I didn't staple them and I dropped them, I'd be able to pick them right up. So having your note cards stapled or put together with a piece of yarn, that can help. Know your material. That is probably the biggest thing, is know what you're presenting. I'll tell you, the judges, they can pick up as soon as you walk in and you start presenting. If you just threw that presentation together the night before and you start presenting, they'll pick up on it immediately. Because you don't come off as confident about your presentation. Mm-hmm. And then wear a smile and be confident. The more you smile and the more you engage with your audience, the more they're going to want to listen to you. And you guys can all do it. I'm confident about that. So those are some fears, and then those are some things that you can do to reduce those fears. So how do you get started? How do you think you get started with a public presentation? Olivia?
Like where you're from, how old you are, and what's your name?
Yeah.
Introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. But even before that, when you first start thinking about a public presentation, you have to have a
name?
A topic, yeah. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pick a topic that you're interested in. Not what your mom's interested in, not what your dad's interested in, but what you're interested in. Because, trust me, if you pick something that you're interested in, you're going to want to learn more about it. Okay? So there's 3 parts to a public presentation. There's the introduction, there's the body, and there's the conclusion. It's very similar to what probably some of the reports that you do in school. The introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Let's take a look at them. Your introduction. Just what Olivia and Chloe and Rin and Leah were talking about is you want to introduce yourself. So remember at the beginning when you guys all introduced yourselves, you said your name and your age and how many years you've been in 4-H? Remember I said check it off your list. So you've already got part of your public presentation. And actually if you picked your topic, you've already gotten 2 things done for your public presentation. Your introduction is your opportunity to grab your audience's attention. As you move on, if you go on to districts or states, this is a really important thing. They want to see a hook for the judges. So do you remember how I started my presentation?
Yes.
What was my hook?
Saying you're a judge and a leader.
Yeah, yep. What else?
Name.
a name. How about those fears? Did that get you listening? Whether
Yes.
the biggest fear was of snakes or spiders,
Yeah.
or the biggest fear is of public speaking? Yeah, absolutely. So think about a hook that you want. Maybe it's a really startling statistic that you can give. I'll give you the example of, I talked about Juliana, who went on to state. Juliana likes to collect bugs, and she collects bugs, and then she puts them in these boxes, and she makes them so that they'll last forever by putting them in the refrigerator or whatever she does. She does this whole thing. So one of the suggestions that the judge had when she was at the state level was, it would have been really cool if she had like some fake bugs, and she threw them at the judges to start her presentation and talked about, today I'm gonna teach you how to preserve bugs. I mean, the bugs wouldn't have been really real, they would have been plastic bugs. But it would have been a way for her to grab the attention of her audience. So you guys have heard it from me, and if I'm there judging you, I'm gonna be looking for that hook. What are you gonna throw out that I'm gonna go, I can't wait to listen to Logan's presentation, or I can't wait to hear what Maggie's gotta say. All right? So think about your hook. What's a startling statistic or something fun that will make me want to listen to your presentation? And then tell your audience what they'll learn if they listen to you. So today you're learning about a public presentation, some of the fears, what you can do for your fears, and what a public presentation is all about. That's the introduction. Does anybody have any questions about what an introduction looks like? Pretty easy. You ready to move on?
Yes.
This is the big part, the body. So this is where you're going to be actually showing your audience how to do something, which is a demonstration, like how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just as an example. Or you're going to communicate to your audience a message, and that's called an illustrated talk. And then you're gonna conclude with your conclusion. You're gonna repeat anything that you want your audience to remember. You're gonna ask for questions. Does anyone have a question? One of the things that the judges look for in some of the bigger public presentation judging forums is, let me just ask you, does anybody have a question? Somebody just asked me a question. Just ask me a question. William. The question was, what is 2 + 2? So they want you to repeat the question back and then answer it, because if this was a big forum and you were presenting in front of a big forum, your audience over here might not have heard William's question, so you're repeating the question back. And then remember to thank your audience for listening. Thank you for listening to my presentation today on public presentations. All right, any questions so far? So you've heard some things, you've heard some fears. So what do you think is we heard butterflies in the stomach. What's some other fears that you guys had? Throat quenching. What were some of the other fears? Wiggling your hands. Did anybody go,
Shakiness in the legs.
Who said shakiness in the legs? Yes, yeah. Wobbly legs.
Yeah.
All right, so this is things not to do. Not to do in your public presentation. Top 4 things to avoid.
Hello, I'm Mr. Michael, one of the 4-H agents here in Rutherford County. And I know that you guys are at home right now working on your speeches. And lots of people have been calling our office going, Mr. Markle, help me, I need some help with my speech. So today, I got some of our 4-H members from BTBY Academy, and we are going to make a little movie here to help you write your speech. We're going to make a top 4 list of things to avoid while giving your speech. So kick back, take some notes, and watch these 4-H members as they show you what to avoid while giving your speech. Tip number 1, avoid the use of and ah.
Hi, my name is Marissa, and I am today I'm going to teach you how to.
Stop! No! Let's try it again without the uhs and the ahs.
Hi, my name is Marissa, and today I'm going to teach you how to fish. First, you bait the hook.
Tip number 2, don't talk too fast.
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm 8 years old. My hobby is art and music. My favorite sport is basketball and football. When I grow up, I want to be an artist, a preacher, and a musician.
Whoa! Slow down, Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, let's try this again. Slow down.
Hi, my name is Destiny, and I'm 8 years old. My hobby is art and music. My favorite sports.
Make sure you look at your audience.
Hi, my name is Marissa. Today I am about to teach you how to fish. First, you have to bait the hook.
Hold up! Wait a second! Goodness gracious, get your speech down. Look at your audience, okay? Let's try this again. Fishing with a
Hi, my name is Marissa. Today I'm going to teach you how to bait the hook. First,
Don't talk quietly. Speak up!
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm 8 years old. My hobby is art and music. My favorite sports are basketball and football. When I grow up, I want to be an artist, a musician, and a preacher. When I draw, I feel good.
What? Try again. Speak up!
My name is Destiny, and
That's
I'm
the top 4 things to avoid while giving your speech. My thanks goes out to all the members from the BTBY